Hello, gorgeous humans. Alina Grayson coming to you live on my personal page for day 2 of the Story Masterclass. And I am so excited for this. And if you are tuning in and this is your first time ever watching me, hello, I'm excited you're here. This is a 3-day part series, although I highly recommend stay on and watch this. If you are having any technical difficulties, there will be a YouTube link and there will be a replay if you have to hop off. So whoever is on live now, say hello. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know if you've had a chance to catch day 1. And let me see if I can see comments. Hopefully that will work. Like I said, guys, if there's anything glitchy, don't worry, we will figure it out. I am downloading everything. We are having a lot of plot twists. So originally I was supposed to come on here live at 11:11. But, oh, there we go. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello, Hamidia. Someone that I love dearly had to go for emergency surgery yesterday. They had a detached retina. And so I learned something. If you ever have floaters or you start seeing foggy things in your eye, go to Emerge. So serious thing, because you can totally go blind. So we are doing this earlier so I can hop off and be there for the post-op. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Hello, babe. I must tell you you're a superhero. Oh my gosh, thank you. So after that, then I was writing like my notes for today, and then my Mac crashed. So an hour ago, I had to go get a new Mac, just plot twist. But this is the thing, guys. I will tell you my journey, and the journey of success is a journey of plot twist, plot twist, plot twist. And it's okay. I'm so happy that I am very emotionally intelligent and I create programs around emotional intelligence, because the old version of me would have been like, I have to reschedule. I'm so stressed. And it's like, breathe. I got this. We will figure it out. We will adapt. It's okay. Like I said, if there's anything glitchy happening, we are downloading this. We will figure it out. I am here. I am dedicated. I'm so excited. And tomorrow we're going to have day 3. I am bringing my A game. Today is going to be incredible. We are starting the journey of reinventing our identity. So for those of you who are able to catch day 1, how are you feeling? Did you contemplate your shadows, your stories? If you're just hopping on the first time for this day, the original video is in my free community. And tomorrow's day will be in my free community as well, but you'll have time to binge it and watch it. This is an extraordinary, I'm not even gonna call it masterclass, it's a master course. Hello, Amy, I'm so happy here. I'm so happy you guys are here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So plot twist aside, we got this. This is what it's all about, to be super adaptable. So here, so day 1, if you have not caught it, we talked a lot about our stories, the things that are hold us back. We're talking about being the hero of our life, being on this hero journey, because we are the hero of our life. And we have a calling. And I talked about on day 1 that whenever we have a calling, it's usually when we are feeling very dissatisfied in life. It's when there is a pain. And I really say, and I say quote unquote negative emotions, because there are no negative emotions, they're just bad feeling emotions. But whenever we have quote unquote negative emotions, it's a call to action. There's something we have to shift in our life. And so if you're here, you're being called for more. And I believe wholeheartedly that as I've been coaching for 5 years and with people, all walks of life and all kinds of things, relationships, body image stuff, addictions, eating disorders, growing a business, starting a business, you name it, I have a program on it, I've coached on it. And what I've realized, it does not help and to just add on new belief codes and to just give us like, add on new habits. I really believe it all starts with our stories and our identity. And as James Clear says in his amazing book, Automatic Habits, if you have not read it, super incredible. He says, all lasting change is an identity shift. And this is what this whole masterclass is about. So you've been called for more. If you're feeling pain, you're feeling dissatisfied, if you feel like you've been escaping things, numbing out, you're here for a reason. And I'm so happy that you're here, because I got your back and I'm dedicated to this work. And so if you have not had a chance to catch day 1, you will have time to go and rewatch it and catch up, but definitely stay here. Hello, I'm Estelle, you're a superhero. Beautiful Betty, I'm so happy you're here. Thank you guys. You guys are incredible. And if you feel like someone needs to hear this, please share. I am going to be doing a tuition draw as well. And there's something coming. I'm launching the brand for something incredible. So stay tuned. So we're going to start right now. So hopefully you've had a chance to do day one and really look at what are the stories? What are the things holding me back? I desire to be, do, have this thing, but then the limitations come up. I'm not enough of this. I'm too old. I'm too young. I don't have enough skills, and then there's a lot of shadow work we need to do as well, right? Practicing acceptance, and even though we have little things that we are ashamed of, we all have shadows, and it is okay. We get to rewrite things, and who you've been is not who you get to become. We get to constantly rewrite our story. We get to have a plot twist and a plot twist and a plot twist. And so this is like going to compound. But I will tell you something, even though I'm creating this master course 3 days in a row, I don't expect you guys to figure out all your limiting beliefs and all of your shadows and the sandbags, as I say, the air balloon, if you know the analogy. But I don't expect you to figure it all out and start shifting your identity today and become a different person. Like, you have time to go up and rewatch this. But I do believe that this work is incredible if you do it daily. But you're going to notice you have different limiting stories. And the more you do this work, the more you become aware, the more they're going to pop up. But one of the things we don't want to do is overwhelm ourselves. Okay, oh my God, I have all these limiting stories, Alina. Oh my God. And it's like, this is what we do. This is where we quit. Hello, Elizabeth. We quit because we realize we have a bunch of limiting stories. We have a bunch of shadows. And then all of a sudden it's like, how do I change this right now? And then we start to panic and we start to stress and we start to get overwhelmed. And this comes from also an identity some of you might have. It's like the needing to know what all the steps are right away, instead of understanding that the first step is always just awareness. One step at a time, babe. One step at a time compounds into quantum leaps. If you're noticing, oh my God, I have these stories and you're getting stressed out, breathe. The first step is just to become aware, and this is the other thing I want to say about this work is like, you're not killing off the old version of you. I'm going to give you incredible strategies today. I'm going to help you compound. I'm going to help you collapse time. And of course, there is something I'm launching today that will help you collapse time around any results that you have. There'll be another training coming, but I'm going to give you a whole bunch of strategies today that you can literally start to implement today. But we're not killing off the old version of you. And we're not just going to add a million habits and a million belief codes, because this is where we get overwhelmed. And this is why people quit. And tomorrow I'm going to show you something cool. I'm bringing a prop to show you what happens and why people quit. But I don't want you to get overwhelmed. First step is just awareness. Otherwise, you're going to freeze and panic and stress. The first step is just to become aware. But yes, today I'll give you strategies if you're ready to, like, I have all these limiting beliefs and I'm ready to shift. But here's the thing about this work and just being a human, we're meant to evolve all the time. And the point is not to have one identity our whole life. The point is to have different kinds of identities, because true fulfillment is like being proud. It's the constant evolution. It's the constant growth. It's progress. Success is a moving target. As soon as you hit it, you want the next thing. But what really fulfills us and it makes us happy, and it literally will eliminate all the self-sabotage, is just having constant progress, constant, like, I'm shifting, I'm changing. This is incredible. What else do I want to become? What else do I want to do? So even though I'm moving fast, because this is a course over 3 days, take time to contemplate. Watch this over the weekend. Next week I'm going to come on, I'm going to put it in the group. We're going to have a Q&A, and I'm going to also talk about the offers that are coming, new things are coming. I want to make my work accessible to everyone. Even if you want to do $111 a month and do programs with me, that is coming soon too. But just contemplate your limiting stories. See the things that are not serving you. See what you're saying to yourself. I'm too old. I'm too stupid. No one's done it in my family. I've always been this way. These are all your limitations. This is where all the resistance comes from. And all we need is to start with awareness, because once you have awareness of things like, it's too hard for me, it's going to take a long time, the goal is to interrupt it when you hear it. Like the quote says, I think it's Carl Jung that says, once you make the subconscious conscious, it's no longer subconscious. Once you're aware of the things and the limitations, thank you, Hamidia, for tagging. I love you so much. You're incredible. Everybody who tags and shares, you're going to be entered into a draw. You'll have a chance to a 50% off. So what we want to do when we catch yourself, I just said, it's too hard for me. Stop mid-sentence. Every time you hear yourself say something, I'm too old, the ship sailed for me, I'm too young, who am I to? It's like, interrupt the thought, stop yourself mid-sentence, and you get to say, even though this is how I've been, and even though I have evidence that this is how it's been, I'm going to choose to put this down. I'm going to choose to release this story and flip the script. This is like the first step, okay? Because it does get to be easy. And even if it gets to be hard, I'm resilient and I will figure it out. Hello, gorgeous Sherry. I'm so happy you're here. You know, when you say things like, I can't handle this pressure, stop saying that. I can handle things. It might be hard now, but once I do it, it becomes easier. This is why we get triggered when people are online like, oh, it gets to be easy. It does. But at first, we do have to go through a learning curve. Just kind of when you were little, you had to learn how to walk. You had to learn how to tie your shoes. Imagine if we were little kids and we're like, I fell my butt twice and that's it. I'm never walking again. Like, we would not be here. But we do that as adults. We have a hard time failing. But as little kids, it's like we bumped. We could not figure out how to tie our shoes. It was frustrating, but we kept doing it. And then eventually it became easy. It becomes easy. If you listen to my first day, I told you guys my story. Like, I could not speak. I could not tell stories. I was this shy kid. I was all the things that you see the opposite of right now. I had massive identity shifts. And I'm going to give you guys at least 5 strategies that you can use today to implement. But the first thing you got to do is just become aware of all the limiting things. Right before you're like, I want to be this and I want to have that, but I'm too old. But I'm too this. I have no energy. I can't handle pressure. Things don't happen. They're too hard. All of that, interrupt it. Nope, I'm flipping the script. I'm putting this down. It is not serving my narrative anymore. And this is something you're going to do for the rest of your life, because I will tell you, the more you evolve, the more you grow, the more there's going to be fears and there's going to be new stories. And the whole goal is just to constantly be aware of the ways that we limit ourselves. Awareness is the first step. And then just, I caught myself. I'm flipping the script. I'm flipping the script. Because our thoughts create a frequency around us and they impact our emotions and everything feels it. You're either magnetizing things to you or you're talking to yourself like you're a turkey and you're attracting people that are repelled by you. So I'm on the journey. I am on the journey becoming the most incredible version of me. Flip the script. So that's it. Awareness, interrupt it, flip the script. If you're a parent, or you're an aunt or an uncle and you have nieces and nephews or kids, like, would you ever allow them to say things like, I'm too stupid, I'll never do it, I'll never be able to walk? You would not. You would say, practice, practice, let's go. You would never allow them. And this is the thing, is like, we love to give advice to everybody, but we tend not to take our own advice. Treat yourself like you would if you had your own kid, if you have a kid. If you're an aunt, an uncle, grandparent, like, treat yourself and speak to yourself the same way, like a best friend, someone that you love and care. We can't talk down to ourselves, and we can't say we're useless and helpless and too old and too young and and think that we're going to create amazing lives. You know, interrupt it and flip the script. Treat yourself like the bestest friend. Our relationship with us is the most important relationship. Hello, guys. Thank you for hopping on. I will catch the comments later. But don't just give people good advice. Take your own advice and be that role model, you know? And then the second you hear yourself panicking, that's an identity too, is we start to panic and overwhelm. I got to do all this stuff now to change. Breathe and calm down, just like you would tell a little kid that's like, we can't think. When emotions are high, intelligence is low. We do not have great intelligence. So breathe. It's okay, one step at a time. I'm just going to be noticing this. I'm just going to notice this. And then eventually I'm going to start to interrupt it. And I'm going to start to flip the script. And then you're going to start adding things. And this is what I'm going to be talking about today. And today I am going to be launching a $111 training. It'll also be part of a new membership that I'm going to be launching this week. And you can use that credit towards the membership. But it's going to be called Collapsing Time. And if you're interested in shifting things quickly, results in your sales, money, weight, whatever it is, this is going to be extraordinary. It's going to be a one-day training, $111 lifetime access. And if you do this new membership that I'm launching, it will be part of it. And every month we're going to do something. So, all right, let's get started on today's content. Thank you, everybody who's hopping on. I'm going to catch your comments later. I love you. I love you. I love you. So we're becoming aware. We're noticing. We're going to ask ourselves, is it serving me? No, I'm going to start to interrupt it. I'm going to start to flip the script. And today's call is called Reinventing Yourself. But for marketing purposes, I say this, but really what I call this work is rediscovering yourself. Because when you were born, you are already incredible and worthy and amazing. You actually already knew your purpose before people brainwashed you. And then you got lost, and then there's trauma and all these things and people's agendas and people's stories took over our mind. Our mind is like a computer. And we, as little kids from 0 to 7, they say we're just in theta state. We pick up people's stories. And sometimes we pick up viruses and things and bugs that do not operate well for where we want to go. And so I'm going to say reinvent yourself in this training, but what I really mean is we're going to rediscover who you are meant to be. And let's remember who you were before everybody's agendas and stories programmed you with all these viruses. So anytime I say something that feels true, by the way, and it feels true in your soul, that's you remembering who you are. And this is the goal of this kind of work. Yes, I'll say things you've never heard, but really my goal is like a remembrance. And for those of you who had some human design questions, that's another great way to actually figure out your purpose. I'm going to be launching also, but I also have free trainings. If you want to learn about your energy type and you want to learn about like the centers where you have conditioning, where you're picking up people's conditioning, right? I have 2 free already masterclasses I did last year. One's called Unconventional Success Codes Day 4. It's on my YouTube channel. And then also have chemistry. It's the intro to centers. Extraordinary. It's in my group and it's also on my YouTube channel. So chemistry and Unconventional Success Codes Day 4, if you want to actually learn about yourself a little bit more and really see how much you've also been programmed by other people. And then I also have I'm going to be having a volume 2 with my human design program. So I have a program as well, all the things, and I'm going to be doing unique gifts because your gates are your unique gifts. We are gifted with extraordinary gifts. We sometimes think everybody has them, but they don't. And it helps you to really understand how you're supposed to operate and your decision making. And I also do HD readings, and one's going to be called Purpose Calls. You can buy your cross and your hanging gates and your cross, figure out who you're supposed to be and what you're meant to do and how to tap into your prosperity. And you can always reach out for that as well. But the free trainings are incredible. So if you're not into human design, that's okay. I just wanted to say that because I have a lot of questions about that. So when we look at our current storyline and we look at our shadows, hello, beautiful Michelle, and we look at what we've created. Hello, Manisha, I'm so happy. Hello, beautiful. It's weird. The comments are a little lagging. I see it's like 8 minutes later. That's okay. I love you guys. I see you. I'll catch up. I think they're a little bit late. Hello, Rebecca. Just finishing up school, but we'll catch the replay. Mwah. So we are ready for a plot twist. We are ready to stop buying into these validating current stories. Oh my God, just tune in. I have to watch the replay. So excited. I love Patricia. Okay, all the comments are coming. Thank you for tagging. I love you guys. Okay, I'm going to focus now. So I will catch up with comments and we will have a Q&A next week. I promise. I got your back. So let's rediscover ourselves, reinvent ourselves. So it's got to have like a curiosity. Like, I wonder what I'm meant to do for the rest of my life. I wonder what the rest of my story is. And let's get excited. Self-development is not meant to feel like you're healing forever and you're broken. It's meant to feel like I have had this life and I've had created this, and now I'm excited to see what else I'm capable of. And I'm curious what other storylines and plot twists I can have in my life, not from a place of there's something wrong with me and I should do this work. This work, the way I view it is, it's I want to become more. I want to see what else I'm capable of. Let's go. Let's have fun. This is where we get so much excitement. This is why we self-sabotage, guys, is when we're not excited about something. So make this work and this masterclass about, oh my God, I got to fix me, and more about, I'm just curious what else I'm capable of and who else and what kind of identities can I shift into. And get really excited. This work is so much better when we're having fun. Okay. And you're going to shift in into many identities. Like I said, you get to choose different hats, and that's great. You get to have different storylines. Like, that's the best part about this work. But I have found one of the best ways to really discover what your soul really, truly wants to be doing and what your soul wants to create out of this life is this question. And you're going to contemplate this on your own, create it yourself a little space, get in nature, whatever you got to do, but contemplate this. I found this question very interesting. If you were sitting alone right now, contemplate if I were to trade places with someone right now, who would I trade places with right now? If I could magically switch lives with someone, who would I trade lives with? Who do I aspire to be like? Like, even though I'm going to want you guys to try on different identities and just be curious, but this question is a big one to really tap into your soul. And this is another way to look at it. I know a lot of people say there's two different ways to look at triggers. Some people trigger past things in you. Some people annoy you in a real way because they're very opposite of you. But sometimes triggers are also really activating, especially the people who make you a little jealous and a little bit envious. Hope is all okay. Yes, yeah, Lindsay, thank you. I'll give a little context at the beginning. I can't give, but somebody's retina popped off. So, but I'll keep you posted about everything. We're gonna be okay. But when someone triggers you and makes you a little bit jealous, a little bit envious, the thing is that's also an activation. It's your soul is trying to tell you you're not allowing yourself to be something. You're not allowing yourself to be that. Like sometimes you're like, you see that woman who's dressed up and she's being all like, sassy and sexy, and you get a little annoyed with her. But deep down, it's like mirroring back to what you don't allow yourself to be. And so there's two ways to really look at this. Look at who really triggers you, aka activates you in a jealous way, envious way, because they're showing you what you're not allowing yourself to become and do and be. But also, who do you really admire? And this could be famous people, it could be like just people like who have the lifestyle that you want, who have the family life that you want. Who would you trade places with if you could magically trade places with? Because the reason I ask this question is because the people that we admire and aspire, we also have the same traits within us. We also have the qualities within us. There is no other reason that we're pulled to those kind of people. Like I usually call them expanders, but they already have the qualities and the same traits that you do within yourself. But it's the limiting stories that make you think you don't, or or you start thinking I don't have the same skills. But the thing is, we all built these skills. If you watched my lives 5 years ago, there were 2 minutes. I was a chicken nugget. I was red and sweaty. I'm like, hello, goodbye. Blah, blah, blah. You don't know what I'm saying. See you later. Now I can speak every single day for like 2 hours. I still get a little nervous. I'm live. You don't know what's going to happen, but I'm here. And I've worked on my speaking because practice, 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 practice. Just like you got to learn to tie your shoe. But so think about who triggers you, who activates you. What are you not allowing yourself to become? And who do you admire? Who do you aspire to? Those people have the same qualities and traits. You have them within you. And we're going to bring them out. And tomorrow is a big call on this, building our skills and talking about leaderships and fears. I have so many incredible things to talk to you guys about. But so like, look at who makes you jealous. So the people that you admire and they trigger you a little bit with jealousy, thank you for tagging, guys. They represent who you could be if you just got out of your own way. If you just got out of your own way and went all in like they went all in, you have them within you. I've always said this from the beginning, but the desires we have, the big ones that seem like, oh my God, who am I to? Everybody has imposter syndrome. Tony Robbins did, Oprah did, they all did. But the thing is, whenever we're called to a desire, it's because we have the gifts, the powers, everything within us to make it happen. Everyone just looks so polished off, but behind the scenes, they've been doing the work. So the people you would admire, that you would trade places with magically, if you could right now, if you got out of your own way with those limitations and we broke through those stories and started shifting our identity and you went all in, you get to do have exactly that. So journal it out, speak it out. Oprah, who do you admire? Who would you trade lives with? Who makes you a little jealous? Who bugs you a little bit? They activate us. So like, if you, for instance, say like, I want a business like this mentor, I want to speak like Alina, I want to speak like Tony Robbins. I want to have a lifestyle like my neighbor does with the kids and doing it all. Like I admire this confidence. You have this in you already. You just got to get out of our own way. It could be a person who creates art, music that you wish you could. It could be a person that just has confidence or the leadership skills that you wish you had. I'm telling you, you have the power, you have the potential, you have the qualities, you always did. It's the programming, it's the brainwashing since we were little, it's the fears. We'll talk about fears tomorrow. So who do you admire? Who would you trade lives with? Who activates and expands you? For me, honestly, like even when I was little, Oprah was a big person for me. I was like, I'd run home and watch Dr. Phil and Oprah and Tony Robbins. I'd not watch TV, but I was like hooked to those people. Like, for instance, like the person I would trade lives with right now would be like Tony Robbins. And it's funny because he's a manifesting generator 6'2", like myself. So of course, it's like we do attract who we are as well. But it's the way he leads and how he guides people. Whenever I used to go to Tony Robbins event, he'd talk, I'd be like, I feel you in my soul. And I'd be like, I want to make people feel the way that he makes me feel. And this is why I'm on my journey to create that, not to become like him, but just his essence and the way he makes people feel like he makes me feel. That's what I want to do in the world as well. Plus, you know, him being a manager like me, it's like, I love the multiverse of his work, and he has different, like, you know, businesses. And I love that because I'm like, that's what I want, you know? And so another question you can ask yourself and contemplate, and I will put homework as well, like I did day one, but if you were to daydream and you can't think of as someone, who is the person you've secretly always wanted to be? And the other one you can ask yourself is, instead of thinking of a person, what would make you feel proud in life? Not happy. I know we're always going for happiness, but I'm telling you, ain't going to be happy 24/7. The goal is to live a life and to have an identity that we are proud of. So don't ask yourself what would make me happy in life, because this is what happens when you ask yourself, what would make me happy in life? Take a vacation forever in Bora Bora, sit on the beach all day, watch Netflix, favorite show on the couch, and that would make you happy for a few days, maybe a month, but then it would wear off because that's not what your spirit wants. The spirit wants to evolve. It wants to do things. It has a purpose. We all have a purpose, and we all want to constantly evolve and be fulfilled and changing. This is why when you're like on a weight loss diet or something, you know what I mean? It's like you get excited about the shifts. It's the same thing with everything. Learning how to speak, learning how to storytell, starting a business, it is the best part. It is. And so don't ask yourself, what would make me happy? Ask yourself, what would make me feel proud? What would make me feel proud in life? You know, what would make me feel proud? You know, it could be a business. It could feel like, you know, maybe it is shifting your generational paradigms. What would make you feel proud? So contemplate this, okay? You're going to have time to do this, okay? I'll put in the homework. Not happy, proud. So we got the call to action. We're on the hero journey right now. We're looking at our limiting beliefs. We're noticing them. We're flipping the script. So if I were to ask myself, what would make me feel proud? And this is the kind of contemplations that I had when I started this work. It was like, at the beginning was like, oh, just getting my first client would make me so proud. And having them have a breakthrough would make me so proud. What would make me so proud? I said to myself, speaking on a live stream, because like I said yesterday, I was the kid who lost marks just because I wouldn't want to speak in front of the class. And so when I was contemplating this journey, I was like, to be able to speak on camera would make me proud. Having clients have breakthroughs, oh my God, that would make me feel proud. Having a program, that would make me proud. Being in a published magazine, getting on podcasts, like, and that's what got me excited. I wasn't saying what would make me happy, what would make me proud. And I've accomplished all of those things, and now I have different things that I'm working on. So what would be the things that would make you proud to be, to do, to have? And then who is a person you secretly always wanted to be? And who do you admire? Who expands you? Okay. And then who maybe triggers you a little bit? So we have the stories that come up. We realize this would make me proud. And then what happens? Now it's the imposter syndrome. This is the next phase. The feeling of imposter syndrome comes up. Everybody gets this. I study successful people, and I've worked with incredible mentors for 5 years, and I read books about all kinds of people, Oprah. So, you know what I mean? They all had it, guys. They all had imposter syndrome, because a lot of us have these big dreams, and it's like, who am I to? Who am I to believe that I can even do this? No one in my family's ever done this. Who am I to ... When I admire to be like a mentor like Tony Robbins, have a business like him, like, you know, one of the limiting stories that came up for me is like, who is going to take advice from like a 33-year-old? Who's going to learn from someone who's not accomplished that much, right? Like, you just went to university, whatever. Like, and so that was something that held me back. And you might think like, I want to have a business. I want to be able to speak. I want to be an author. I want to write. The next thing that comes up is like, besides imposter syndrome, is like, I don't have the skills. So let's talk courage and action. And we're going to talk more about that tomorrow, and the fears and emotional intelligence. But the only way that we learn skills is to take action, is to practice. We only like, we do not change and we do not learn to just thinking about things. We learn skills through action, through doing it and making mistakes and saying what worked, what didn't work. If you throw a rock in the water, what does it do? It creates a ripple. So in your life, regardless if it's a small step, it's still creating ripples in your life. Any move that you make creates a ripple. And we're going to talk about aligned action, because you can't just be thinking about things. We also got to be moving in the direction. You want to build skills, you got to make some steps. So small moves create small ripples, big moves create big waves, but any move is progress. But the goal is we got to be making steps, and 1% better. Me too. Whether you do a small move, whether it's like, you know, you join a membership or one program, or you do something inner circle with me, you're moving. 555 right now. Make a wish, right? Any move you make creates a ripple. And I do intend to speak to you about programs and offers. And I've created something that's so accessible, no commitment, pay as you go. There's a new membership coming. You get to binge programs, $10,000 worth if you want to do $111 a month with it, and pay as you go, no commitment, because my goal really here is to move you. Yes, I'm here to activate you. I'm here to expand you. I'm here to go first, but my whole mission is to move you, because we don't change our lives in thinking about things. Contemplating, super important, but then we got to make moves so we can make progress, so we can make ripples, and then learn skills. Yes, helping people feel better and helping them with their dreams. Yes, 4-6 in you. That's that 6 in you. But in the collapsing time training, and I'm going to be launching the branding, I won't be talking about it till tomorrow. I'm going to talk to you guys about how the universe and people, the world, whatever you relate to. So I love to say universe. Some people will say God, you know, spirit, mother nature, whatever you connect to. I'm not really big on labels. I like to say universe or God, but the way that you move is mirrored back to you. The universe, God, mirrors your speed. When you move really slow, or you just think about things and you sit in doubt and you're over planning and you're overthinking, the universe mirrors your speed. When you make moves and you're like, yes, I am doing the We Go First membership with Alina, or I'm doing inner circle, like big moves, small moves, the universe is going to match your speed. The results are going to come. The clients are going to come. But if you're not moving and you're just thinking about things, trying to make things perfect, this is why everything is so slow. The universe and God mirrors your speed. And this is something I really talk a lot about in the collapsing time training that's coming. Something that I find really holds us back from making moves in our life and shifting our identities. Let's say you want to be a coach and you want to be a mentor, you want to be a business owner, is like, one of the things we do is we're waiting for people's validation and approval and people to cheer us on. You cannot, if you're going to be a hero of your life, we got to drop the validation. Heroes do not need validation. They don't need people's approval. I actually think this is one of the biggest distractions on the planet for people, is wanting validation and approval and people to clap with us. I think a lot of people are addicted to the validation and approval of people. And so we're not even, and a lot of people are living a life based on what their parents expect them to be and what their partners expect them to be. This is a huge distraction. It's not what you're meant to do. You have to be the only person that validates yourself. Every time you need someone's approval, or you need someone's validation, or you're living out someone's expectation, you give your power away. We have to take our power back. And if we allow the expectations and approvals and validations of other people to guide us And our actions, we are literally teaching them to mold who we become. You know, that game I'm going to play, the repeat everything you say, that's the universe. Oh, I love that. See? It's a role model on you with the analogies. I have cool analogies. I'm going to share one today, and I have a really cool one tomorrow I'm going to show you. It's going to be funny, but it's going to be incredible. The universe is a giant copycat. Yes, it mirrors you. This is why it's better to make one step. We're always afraid to make mistakes. That's the thing. You're going to be okay. But if you sit your whole life thinking, should I join this thing? Should I start this thing? You're going to be thinking forever. Things are going to go slow in life. And then eventually life just slips by your fingertips. And then you're on your deathbed being like 90% of old people. I regret my life. I wish I made the moves. Move. I'm going to talk about things in here. I want you to move. That's my mission here. So we are the main characters of our movie. We're the hero of our movie. And so no matter who you want to become, because this is the thing, is like, we want to shift identities, but we're like, oh my God, what will my parents think? What will people in high school think? What will my partner think? We need approval. You have to stop that. That is leaking your power. You got to trust your soul. Even if it triggers or upsets people you love. Like, this is your life, and this life is about you and your relationship with God and the universe. Like, this is your life. You are the hero of your life. You validate you. You approve of you. You don't live your life on people's expectation. Needing people to agree with the new story you're going to recreate here, your dreams, your new identity, that's your power going away. You get to decide who you get to become and how it gets to be, and so be it. Amen. Hallelujah. God will mirror that back to you. You make me see things in a cool way. Thank you. Thank you. So the world will ask you who you are. And if you don't know, the world will tell you. Quote by Carl Jung. But the hero never waits. We move, even if it's a small move. And if you make mistakes, this is the thing with making mistakes. I made so many mistakes. Oh my God. Like, I will tell you stories on stories. But the thing is, this is why we hear those cliche quotes, fall forward. You got to fail to succeed, because it's like, if we're waiting to be successful, you've waited too long and you wasted time. You just got to. Here's the thing. When you make a move and you do something and you hire someone, and you join something, you start something, and it doesn't go well, guess what? It leads you to the right path. But if we don't know what path to take and we never move, we're not moving. We're not creating any ripples. So you got to make moves. You have to. So let's move into some strategies to help you reinvent yourself. And tomorrow is a big context. So you can implement these when you're ready to really, you've contemplated the stories. Heroes don't need validation. Dude, nope. You're the hero. So when you're ready to shift from your old stories and you realize, I want to become a speaker, I want to become a coach, I want to start a business, I want to become a fitness model, whatever it is your new identity is. This is going to sound a little contradictory, because really the first step is like awareness, and then we're putting things down, and technically we're releasing and letting go. But I have really found that adding to who we already are is how we shift our identity. Adding instead of really removing, even though we're putting down limiting stories. Okay, so I do want you to put limiting stories down, but there's also things, if you've looked at your shadows where you're projecting, escaping, there's a part of you that just needs to accept that some of this is just who you might be, but we're going to strengthen the new identity. You're going to still have the triggered inner child in there, the part, remember I told you about the parable, but the wolves yesterday, it's like, we're going to feed the new identity. The old version, she's got to come. Like, this person you are here right now, like, you can't hate on it. You can't hate on him, because she's going to create the new one of you, but she's still coming with you. The old person is not going to die, but it's so much easier to add things to our identity than to subtract. So we are going to compound the wisdom we've already learned into who we're becoming. Like I said, the two wolves, right? Like, if we're going to feed the new identity, we're going to focus more on this new identity, but there is no death of old you. This is what people say, the old you is dead. No, it's still in there. Okay. And this one, it has to create the new one. So it's got to come with us. This is the goal. We're bringing her with us. We're bringing him with us. We're just not going to respond in the old way. So we're going to add more wisdom. We're going to add skills. We are going to add new ways of thinking. We're not killing the old version of us, because also the old version of us has lessons and memories we want to take with us. I'm the person who had a failed relationship. I'm the person that had a mass amounts of debt. I'm the person that failed a lot of things, but I then learned lessons and I found love. So I'm taking that wisdom with you and I'm taking the lessons with me. I'm the person who had a lot of debt. So I'm taking the lessons. So now I'm the person who grew my bank account. I'm the person who was shy. And now I become the person who's confident and convicted and a better speaker. But I'm not those people anymore. I'm just evolved. I'm taking the lesson. I'm taking the wisdom, right? So everything I've been has led me to who I am. And I'm more wise because of the lessons. But I'm not killing the old version. I honor her. Like that little chicken nugget 5 years ago, like she got me here. And the version I am here, I'm gonna love her so much because she's taking me there. And then like, so this is the thing, is like hating yourself for who you've been is not how you're gonna become extraordinary. Because this version is taking you to where you want to go, and you got to love it. Even when like you're still finding yourself responding and thinking old ways, it's like, I'm noticing awareness, and I'm going to put it down. This is the big issue with shifting our identities. So here's like the first thing I'm going to talk about with strategy wise. Something that we do that's really weird, and this is why it's such a hard time to shift. I've been fighting the need to approve evaluation for a while now. Let's go, Dana, let's shift. So how many of you guys, when you imagine, like when you do visualizations, you're like, imagine the wealthiest, the most powerful version of you in the most incredible relationship with the sexiest body, all the things. What do you normally do? Isn't it weird that whenever we do this imagination of our future person and we project it in the future, we literally imagine ourselves like someone we can't even recognize? It's like we literally have to be somebody different. And this is a huge, huge issue. I used to do this. Anytime I used to visualize my future self, I would see myself as someone completely different. Like I could not even recognize myself. It's like, visualize yourself the wealthiest. I can't even recognize myself in the visualization. I realize a lot of us do this. And this is why things are taking a long time. And this is why then we're like, I don't do self-development anymore because like literally I'm not changed. And so in collapsing time, I'm going to be sharing some incredible identity shifts for you guys. And this is one of them that I'm going to be giving to you for free because there's more to come and we just want to keep compounding it. But I realized a hack in collapsing time, in manifesting, in identity shifting. When you go to visualize and when you go to imagine the version of you, the wealthy, sexy, in love, powerful, changing the world version of you, I want you to do this. When you imagine yourself as you are today, I want you to imagine yourself as you are today, plus having and being and doing everything that you ever wanted. Don't see yourself as somebody completely different, because the part of collapsing time and where we struggle and then we give up on this work is we think we have to literally become a different person, and then which means we can't manifest what we want now, because in order to manifest what we want, we have to be completely different, which is like literally unrecognizable in our visualizations, and that does not work. And it takes us a long time to get where we're going. So if there's anything you're trying to create, a business, you want to speak, you know, want more sales, you know, it's, you got to see yourself as you are today, plus having everything you've ever wanted. Can you like even just imagine having one client sign up for something? Can you imagine yourself going live, even if it's scary? Yes, you can. And I'm going to give you another hack about visualization near the end that's going to blow your mind. But can you imagine who you are today and also looking like you are today? Because sometimes we also look a lot older, which means you're projecting a manifestation where you're a lot older, looking completely different. And then you wonder why you give up and you're like, this doesn't work. Yes, because you were literally projecting a completely different person. And, you know, it's like, if like, seriously, and here's the other thing. It's like, we think that somehow magically, abracadabra, poof, we're going to wake up as a different person. That's not going to happen either. So the limiting stories and all the stuff that's holding you back from taking action, and then you're visualizing yourself to be a different person. Do you see why we give up? So the person you are today is coming with you, okay, to the person that you are becoming. But we are just going to slowly release stories that don't serve us and slowly start to kind of tame, because we do a lot of this work in Goddess Code, the response, you know, where you project and you silent treatment, all those things. We're going to lessen that. But the person you are today has to come with you, because you ain't going to just wake up one day, ooh, I'm a different person living in a different reality. That's not going to happen. So who you are today, you're going to love her, love him. She's coming, but we're not letting the old stories and the old defense mechanisms and the old responses to lead the show anymore. But this person's coming. Okay, so this is why hating yourself and getting mad at yourself does not work. You can't manifest someone you love by hating the person you are now. We have to love this version and shift into a more powerful version by adding different things. And you're going to learn today what those are. And if you continue on with me, we're going to do a whole bunch of work. Because one of the biggest breakthroughs that I had doing this kind of work and shifting my identity is like waiting to change so then I can do ... And before I can go live, I need to lose weight. Before I can do this, I got to do this. When I want you to shift this, every time you have this thought of like, oh, I can't do that because I have this thing I'm struggling with. I can't do that because I got to completely change. Do this, say this to yourself. How far can I take who I am today to where I'm shifting into, to where I am going? Because here's the thing, guys, it's inevitable you change. The only constant in life is change. So you're going to change. It's inevitable. But you telling yourself, I have to change before I can ... is where you just stop. And sometimes it just becomes an excuse. And sometimes where a lot of us are addicted to the identity, victim struggle mentality. And we got to put that down. How far can you take this version while adding slow upgrades? So like I said at the beginning, our mind's like a computer. And just if you think about a computer or your phone, every time we have a software update, we're not deleting the whole phone. We're not deleting the whole software. You're keeping the pictures, you're keeping the memories, you're keeping the notes. We're just updating to a 2.0 version. And we're kind of fizzling out the bugs and the viruses. And the way I say like letting it go, but it's like making the new identity stronger than the old identity. You're still going to see her and him come up. But when you get software updates to the 2.0 version, it's not like the whole thing is completely wiped out. The 2.0 version of us is just adding new things. Amen. Just adding new stories, new belief codes, and constantly noticing where we still have little glitches and bugs and viruses and asking ourselves, is this serving me? By me saying everything is always hard for me, is this serving me to be an energetic match for those continued storylines? Nope, letting that go and let me shift into, it gets to be easy, but even if hard things come, I'm going to figure it out because that's who I am. That's my identity. Always like 2 plot twists today. Let's go figure it out. But old version of me, guys, I literally little things would make me have a meltdown. And if you ever need emotional intelligence work, Goddess Code is an incredible program because that program shaped me into being like, let's go. We got to figure it out. Here for day 2. Hello, beautiful Michelle. So we're upgrading the software. We're upgrading the 2.0. We're bringing this version and we're just adding and we're adding and then we're noticing where we have little glitches. Okay. So the next, I'm going to come back a little bit to imagination. I have another cool thing to share. But so the first thing here is to understand when you go to visualize and imagine yourself, visualize yourself as you are today, but having and doing the things that you want. And then I'm going to add to a little bit near the end. So one of the things that really shifts our identity, this is a little radical, but I have done this many times in my life, and I know through personal experience, is changing our environment. Changing our environment is one of the fastest ways that we shift out of our identity. The reason this is true is because we go on autopilot. When you live in the same place and you work at the same desk and you are in the same environment all the time, you literally go even more unconscious than ever. You're just on autopilot. You're not even aware of what you're thinking, what you're feeling. You're just on autopilot. So it seems radical, but hey, if you're really dedicated to shifting your reality, your identity, move. When I left my partner, I shifted super fast, like super fast. When I moved from my hometown to Toronto, my identity shifted. It's extreme, but hey, if you're like, I'm ready for a freaking new identity, let's go. This is powerful. Love you. Slow upgrades, yes. And so maybe you need to buy a new house, maybe you need to get a new apartment, maybe you need to move cities, maybe you need to move countries. Because think about travel. Whenever we travel, how awake are you? And how excited are you? You're like, what is this? What is this? You're so awake. You're so aware. When we're always in the same environments, like I'm so, like, I'll tell you guys, I don't even journal in the same spots every day, just so that I can wake up my mind, because we go so subconscious, we go so on autopilot. So when we shift environments, and I know not everybody's going to be able to do this, move a house or move your apartment, but it is going to be one of the things that really shifts your identity. If we're in the same place all the time, we just go on autopilot. We think, we move the same way, same thoughts, same stories, creating the same frequency. We have the same habits. Every time you go traveling, so here's the thing, you can't shift your location, let's say. Go travel. You can't go maybe on a big travel, like right now, like I can't just go on traveling. Okay. How about outside your city? How about instead of taking the usual hike, you go find another place to go for a hike? Every time I go for a walk, I try to go a different pathway. Sometimes when I go drive, I'm like, I'm never going this way, I'm going this way. Like, because you become conscious. Shifting our environment shifts our identity like no other. And I'm sure you guys might have heard this before. That's a relief while beating myself up is not to overlap huge changes. Yes. So we want to track also our wins. That really helps too, but that's for something else. Where is it gonna go with this? Oh, the fish analogy. So I don't know if you guys ever heard this, but if you put a goldfish in a tank, a small tank, the goldfish stays the same. You take the same goldfish, put in a bigger tank, the goldfish grows. You take that same goldfish, put it in a lake, it grows huge. Did you know this? Okay, did you know this? If you've been self-development, you've probably heard this, but we forget this. This is the thing about changing environment. It shifts your identity super fast, super, super fast, just like a goldfish. How many of you are immigrants? I'm an immigrant. How many of you have parents that are immigrants or grandparents? Ask them how much their identity shifted when they immigrated countries. Huge, huge. My parents came a completely different person. I haven't been listening. I still missed that comment. I'll catch the comments after though. So shift your environment, shift your identity. If you can't shift, like move cities, move countries, travel. You can't travel in a big place. Like look around your city. I'm sure there's some small towns you can go into. That will start making you think it a little bit differently. And it's like the number one way to be conscious. I don't like creating programs in the same spot. I don't journal in the same spot. I move around. Here's another great tip that you can do. Okay. How about you redecor your house? How about you move your desk in a different room? How about you just shift something, put some plants in, just something that's different. You change your environment, your freaking environment shifts. Think about even when we went to school, from elementary school to high school, for those who went to college, university, hello, identity shift. Where am I? Where am I? Oh my gosh. New jobs, new careers, identity shift. Our environments have a huge impact on our identity, and they have such a big impact on our consciousness. I work with clients a lot and love helping them create programs and offers. And I'm often telling them, like, you cannot be doing this stuff in the same environment. You got to shift gears, because it's just like you sit in the same place, writing the same thing. You're on autopilot. Our brain immediately just goes on autopilot. So if you can't change your environments, travel around your city, outside your city, take a different path, go on a different hiking path. Redecorate, move your desk, journal in your spot, go outside one day, go upstairs, sit on your bed one day, move around your environment. You want to be, and like, this is so important with being aware of what we're thinking about, because we're not aware of what we're thinking about. This is so important. This is why you hear it so much and people don't get this, but you need to become more conscious. And if you actually listen to successful people and read books about them, they would tell you the goal is to become more conscious and more out of your autopilot. And if you're going to recreate your whole subconscious, you got to become conscious, because they say you have 5% of consciousness, and we got to use that 5% to rewire the 95. And the only way you're going to do that is if you're shifting your environment and becoming aware of, what the heck am I thinking? What am I feeling? What am I projecting out there? What's my frequency like? I've moved a lot of my life. And every move was an identity shift like no other. So think about the goldfish. Okay. So the other thing I was going to say too, being in environments like this, if you can't ever pay to be in a program, come to my master classes, come into groups, come into environments, free courses, paid programs, masterminds. They have shifted me so much to be in a mastermind. I have been in a mastermind, in a group program, coaching programs since I started this work, and they have shifted me so much. Because here's the other thing. When we are in environments with people doing the work, it feels easy to do the work. When you're at home trying to shift your identity, but everybody in your family is all the same and they don't believe in this stuff, how hard is it to do this work? But when you're in coaching programs and masterminds or even free containers, right? Like, and you're surrounded by people and like they're having conversations and you're like having ahas, breakthroughs, they're showing up, they're sharing the work. It's like you care. When we're in an environment surrounded by people who don't care to change their lives, it's so easy to not to care, right? If you want to get fit and you want to get healthy, but everybody around you is not motivated and they just sit around eating crap all day, that you try to go out to the gym and they're like, come back. You're like, okay, because nobody's there. And so like sometimes like, we always hear this, you're the 5 people you hang out with, and I'm not telling you to drop your friends, but how about add some friends? If you can't add friends around you that inspire you to be more of a powerful version of you, you get in free containers, you get in coaching programs, you get in mastermind, get a coach, man. It gets people that are doing the work. It's so much easier when everybody's doing the work, they do the work. And I always notice this, like every time I do a coaching program, there'll be homework. The people that start doing the homework, then everybody else is doing the homework. So it's like, oh, okay, she's doing it, I'm doing it. We calibrate to each other too. And this is how we also normalize it. So there's another really cool like trick with our mind is to normalize things. When you are in containers like money coaching programs or stuff like that, and everybody's celebrating money and they're selling and celebrating every day, it starts to become normal to see. And when it comes normal to see, it becomes normal for you. And then it becomes something you believe and the stories you tell yourself, and so be it, you start attracting it. But when you're around people who are like the economy, nobody's doing this, like you start believing those stories too. And because you see it, it's normalized for you. And so then it's normal for you to continue to attract it. I never thought that I could make the money that I make or do what I do until I put myself in containers of people who are doing ridiculous things. And the more I'm like, oh my God, 6-figure month, 5-figure month, like 5-figure days, the more I keep seeing it everywhere around me in my coaching containers, I'm like, it's normal. And because it's normal and I see it, I'm like, I believe in it. I tell myself stories about it, and so be it. And it starts happening for me. I would love if you could come into Inner Circle, do a whole year together in all my programs, all my master classes. It's $399 a month and it's extraordinary. And if you can't do that, like this new We Go First membership that I'm launching, and it's no commitment, it's $111, cancel whenever you want. You'll get immediately $10,000 worth of money codes, body code, you'll get art of magnetism, and then there's going to be a new course every month. Like the collapsing time will be like a 1-day training, but in Inner Circle, you'll get masterminds and all the live programs, you'll get it all. I am constantly shifting, moving, learning, growing. I'm constantly looking for who's another person I want to learn from so I can bring the best of the best. And I want you to be surrounded by people who move, because when people are moving, it's normal for you to see people are shifting, making money, being this. It's like they can do it, I can do it. We calibrate. I want to work on your emotional intelligence, your money, your selling, the way you speak, your relationships, your body. I want to help you shift things. But this is where you got to throw that rock in the water and make a ripple, whether it's $111 a month or it's like Inner Circle. I'm doing masterminds with Alina. I'm going to freaking do all the coaching programs. Let's go. Let's move. I got your freaking back. And you'll be surrounded by people doing the work, and you'll be surrounded by people who are like, everything you hear, relationships are hard, money's hard, No, I'm going to normalize different things for you, and it will shift things so fast for you. My parents don't approve entire my identity shifts. Yeah. So this is where you got to say, I'm the hero. This is my story. I'm the main character of my movie. This is our life. You can't live by the expectations of other people. You can't. You got to live your own life. This is for you. And then I'm going to teach you in collapsing time. Like you can buy that separately, or you can do the membership. I help you also, like the things I'm talking about today, but like even next level, we're going to start getting results. Because here's the thing, once you start getting results, things start shifting, then you're just like, let's go. I'm motivated. I'm excited. Just like losing weight, right? You're like, let's go. I'm excited. So the next thing I want to talk to you guys about. So if you can shift your environment, do it. If you can't, get outside your city, move where you do your work, like reorganize your house. Like there are always ways to do things cost effective as well. Okay. But shift things in your environment, even if it's like today I'm going to sit here and do my work. Tomorrow I'm going to sit over there. Tomorrow I'm going to go to a coffee shop. Shift. I must be in complete alignment with this message. I just rearranged my room yesterday, pure intention need. I shipped my furniture home and dinner for every spot. Oh my God, I'm not even kidding you how online it is. So I already was going to talk to you guys about the whole goldfish and the, like being an immigrant and how it shifted my reality. Literally August 29th, I was talking about like when I immigrated to Canada and my last thing, if you guys can see that. And then what else did I write? Oh yeah. Shout out to my immigrant parents who came here with nothing but gave us everything. This was last year this time. It's okay for those of you if you're never an entrepreneur, I swear to God, document your life every day. I had this thing, I call it collaboration portals, but Adam is like mind boggled by this because we've been together for 4 years. Like, this is so weird. Every time he's craving like ribs, I go in my memories and I'm like, oh yeah, because you craved them yesterday, last year, this time. It's so crazy what starts to happen. And this is what I'm talking, even this work, it all compounds. It's like the things you crave in one day, a year from now, like you're gonna be craving them the same day. So again, also important when you're having a really hard day, like work on your emotional intelligence, because sometimes that comes back. It's so crazy. Main character energy. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Okay, so environment. So we're shifting our environment. We're breaking through our little goldfish tank and we're going in a bigger tank, okay? The next tank is we go first membership with Alina or inner circle. Let's go, let's go. So another great strategy to helping shift your identity is change your style. Change your style. Change your hair, dye your hair, color your hair, maybe get a little streak of blonde in there or darkness. Change your makeup. It's actually wild. You actually think differently, you talk differently, you walk differently. Change your style. If you always wear flats every day, put on some stilettos today. You never wear lipstick, put on some red lipstick. You always have your hair straight, curl your hair. Or literally just change your entire wardrobe. Hello, gorgeous Helen. Greetings from the air. My beautiful calibration mastermind client. Mwah, love you. So shift things. If you're always in sweats, put on some leather pants. It's wild and it makes you go conscious as well. So change up your style. That's the next one. Okay. The third one is change your point of reference. And so I'm going to talk again about expanders. So what are expanders? If you've never heard them, they're like one of the biggest ways we shift. If I didn't find people who were similar to me and people that were similar to me that had like the immigrant and like then shifted into being confident, all this stuff, I don't think I would have shifted so fast either. But expanders are people who are being, doing, having what you desire to be, and you feel a little bit of a resonance with them. So it does help if someone kind of has a similar background or similar, like they were a single mom and they grew this amazing business. Expanders are extraordinary for manifesting and shifting our identity. They change our point of reference. And so changing our point of reference, and this kind of goes back to environments and being in containers of people who are doing the same work, is changing our point of reference is like changing what we expose ourselves to. And this is again how we normalize things. And how you normalize things is surrounding yourself by people who do have what you want, doing it in the way that you want. If you want to manifest more money, more wealth, more freedom, but your entire social circle is broke and the people you follow online are broke and struggling and being broke, then you will think that it's normal to be broke. And so that's what you will continue to attract. And that's how you will continue to take alignment in that, because it's normal for you to see. Because broke feels normal. Broke is what you're always observing. Broke is your point of attraction. If you enter a container where everybody's making money and they're selling and it's not what you're hearing on the outside, and you even on social media, you're following people selling and sharing money and having breakthroughs and celebrating money and having big money months, you're going to think it starts to be normal. You're changing your point of reference. So being around expanders changes your point of reference. So if you can get yourself in a paid program or paid coaching program, that is extraordinary. But if you can follow people, that is extraordinary. We want to be around people that have the things that do have the things that we want, so that it starts to be normal. And it changes our point of reference. When things are normal, it feels normal in your body. You start telling your stories that this is normal, this is how it is, it's easy. And then you start to observe it. It feels normal for you. You create those stories. You start to attract it. If you don't observe something that you really desire in the way that you want it. So a lot of people come to my world because I show them that I don't hustle, but I run a lot of things, and I have a partner, and I have 4 kids, and I get to work out every day, and I have a lot of hermit time. How do I do this? I'm fairly efficient. I'll teach you this in collapsing time. I don't have the whole mentality or the story of like, I gotta hustle and I gotta work hard. And I'm also, I'm showing people a different way. I'm very efficient, and the way that I speak to myself and my identity is very different than a lot of people in the hustle paradigm. But if you don't observe something that you want in the way that you want it, out of sight, out of mind, out of sight. This is why I chose from day one in my journey to make sure that I'm in containers of people who expand me, in masterminds of women who are also moms, who also have lots of kids, who also have partners and have time to work out and run programs and masterminds and master classes. Like, yes, I have plot twists. Yes, I have moments of stress. Yes, I hold a lot of people, but it gets to be easy. I get to still live a fulfilling life where I get to hermit and learn things and go for a walk and go to the gym. Like I'm that role model for that. This exists, but it only became normal for me is because I put myself in containers where I saw other entrepreneurs doing it. And even like in the summer, it's like, look at this. Like some people are like, oh no, now they're hustling to make money because the whole summer they took off instead of like doing the work. I track people. I have programs running in the summer. I'm doing it myself. It's normal for me, and it's normal for my people because they're all around me. We're surrounded. We're celebrating money. We're selling like all this stuff. But when you're not around people like this, and it's not even on your social media, how the heck are you going to believe that it's possible for you? And how are you going to move in alignment with that? Even on my social media, like I'm constantly cleaning it up lately because I'm just like, I just want to be like surrounded by people having what I want. I'm reading Pussy, a Reclamation from Mama Jen. Is talking about purging the purse or closet. Amazing. I love it. Such a great book. The hero is the main character, right? So you got to change your point of reference. Like do a detox on your social media. And if you can't find friends that aren't broke, then you best be like, hang out with me, be my free stuff, and eventually have the courage to move so I can expand you so that you can be surrounded by people who are doing the work, who are shifting, who have amazing relationships. Like people say things like, it's normal to fight all the time relationship. No, it's not. I used to be my normal because that's all I saw. And now I'm like in a whole different ballgame because I got surrounded by people who show me, no, that's actually not normal to be fighting every day. It's not normal to have fights once a month. It's not normal not to have sex. No, no, no. Okay. That is not, that's mainstream. You want to shift that, you get around people that will role model something different for you. I'm always amazed how flawless your life looks. I have so many dreams come true, many roles and responsibilities to run. Yes, but I grew into this person. Like I told you yesterday, guys, like when I first like created one program, it was like, it took me like months to create, maybe even almost a year really, because I kept thinking about it, right? And it was like the Magnetic Mind took so long. And Magnetic Mind, if anyone's on here that took the first round, it was one module, it was like 45 minutes. And you know what I mean? And I had to practice every single day, right? But this stuff compounds. That's why I'm telling you, it's just like if you're in it and you're plugged in, and this is why I'm creating these memberships so that you have things to work on. You're having a bad day, plug into my stuff. If you can't ever come into a paid thing, be in the free thing till you find the courage. But I'm going to keep calibrating you. I'm going to keep expanding you. That's my mission. But look what's happened. Now I can create a program in a day. I can launch it. You know, I can talk to my team. Let's go. This is 5 years in the making. But collapsing time, I'm going to show you how to shift things quicker. Like that will be extraordinary. It's $111. I'm launching the branding today. You'll learn my mindset, the identity, and the actual strategies to get you in momentum. But once you start compounding, things start compounding. Here's the thing. No, you're not going to change your entire life. You're going to have to re-listen, but things are already shifting because things are going in your subconscious. There's a lot of my clients that will tell me 5 years later now, they're like, sometimes I'm like talking, and all of a sudden one of your sentences comes through. It's like emotions are high, intelligence is low. And I laugh because I'm like, You don't realize that a lot of us are passive learners. In your human design, it actually shows you that too. So where were I going with this? Oh, we want to normalize it. We want to be around people having the things we want, but also in the way that we want it. Because there's a 7-figure entrepreneur, but that hustles and stresses and pushes. And then there's one living the life of their dreams. There's different ways to look at it. And you got to find people who are role modeling that for you. You know, like clean up your social media, follow people that expand you, and get yourself in containers where people are moving. If your goal is to be healthy and fit and build a strong business, you know, change your point of reference, get around expanders, normalize it. The things that are more normal and mainstream are like why I'm so unconventional, because I'm like, I do not like this. This is why in school, there's so many things I did not want to listen to, because I'm just like, my brain, even at a young age, was like, I don't like this. This is not the way. Like, why are you still making kids memorize like dates and who was the president and whatever? Who cares? They have a social media phone they're going to have. They have a phone, a smartphone where they can Google it. How about we teach kids in school emotional intelligence, how to communicate, how to grow a business, how to lead themselves? Like, maybe one of my dreams is to build a school with a new academic about the things that are important, because we're memorizing dates and Great Lakes and 19 blah, 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 blah. Like, we have smartphones now. Why do I need to memorize that? I can look that up. You know what I mean? Like, let's teach kids skills, leadership, how to lead yourself, how to use your mind, law of attraction. I think I'm going to build a school. And this is the thing. And I hope one day, like, you find the courage of whether it's the We Go First, it's $111, pay as you go, cancel whenever you want, immediately. I'm not going to open it till September 10th, but you will get an email and you'll get to binge 3 programs immediately. And then when I open the program, we're going to do collapsing time to start it off. And every month there'll be a big training. There'll be things I'll be adding in there. And then Inner Circle, $3.99, and you come with me and we do all the programs, all the courses. And there's going to be a mastermind component. So you get to pick my brain and ask me questions. And I get to, because that's another thing that helps you shift. Sometimes we don't know where we're stuck. And so I'm really good at that. I'm really like, I can listen to people now and I'm like, oh, limiting belief, block. Like, but this is me working with people for 5 years. Okay, next thing, because I do have to be off in like 15 minutes. I gotta go to this post-op thing. So on the topic of normalizing and a new point of reference and doing inner work. And we started this and I talked about when you visualize yourself, see yourself as you are today, having everything you've ever wanted. See yourself like how young you are today. This is how we collapse time. So you have to use your imagination. We don't use our imagination as we should. We did as little kids. You be this and I'll be that, and you be the mom and I'll be the dad, and da-da-da-da. And we should manifest things like crazy, but we stop using our imagination. And you guys have heard this so many times if you've been in the self-development world, but your mind doesn't know what's real and what's not. Your body and subconscious reacts the same, even if it's made up in your mind. For example, you watch a scary movie, you know consciously it's a movie with actors, but why do you still go and you flinch and you get scared? And then you turn off the movie and you go to bed and every little creak makes you go, there's someone in my house gonna kill me today. Oh my God, right? Like this is your, like, literally your conscious mind's like, it's not real, but your subconscious is like, it doesn't know. It's like we literally create stress in our bodies. Like there's a face-eating cat around the corner, right? Like your conscious mind knows that it's a movie, but your body still starts to react. Your subconscious is taking it in like it's real. And this has been scientifically studied so many times. You want to read a great book, read Supernatural by Dr. Dispenza. In Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. It's like one of my first books. There's so much science behind this, but they have people and they have studies where they have people like pretending your mind you're playing basketball, pretending your mind and imagine you're playing the piano, pretending your mind you're losing weight and getting stronger. Literally, it's wild what happens. People start to literally learn to play the piano by just imagining it in their mind. They start playing basketball because they're playing it in their mind. People have literally even had studies now where they're pretending to like work out in their mind and they're literally getting muscle. It's so crazy, but I believe in that because your body listens to you. And Body Code, if you ever do that program with me, which you'll get part of the membership, yeah, I'm going to get you talking to your cells and your food, and it's going to be amazing and life-changing. But I am the unconventional mentor, because have we not noticed around our world, things are not working? And so we need an unconventional approach, and we cannot fix things with the same mind. So coming back to this, you need to start to imagine, create memories in your mind of being, doing, having the things you want. So you want to become a better speaker, create memories of you speaking, see yourself going live, see people saying, yes, this is amazing. See yourself speaking eloquently, see yourself at the gym, working out, looking in the mirror like you're looking fit. Do it over and over again. Repetition is really important. And so in Dr. Dispenza's book, he calls it creating new memories, or just new memories, something new memories. And I don't know what Maxwell Maltz calls it, but it's like, you need to start creating memories. And here's the thing is, like, you don't want to do it in excitement thing. So a lot of people, when they're visualizing, they're just constantly feeling into like, this is exciting, like it's the first time. We want to normalize in our body. Like the more you keep doing the same memory, like let's say you want to become a really good speaker, you're constantly creating a memory of you speaking, and you're better, and you're up on stage and you're on live stream, you have these memories, it starts to feel normal in your body. And it's wild what's going to start happening. You're just going to show up on a live stream and speak effortlessly, but you got to do it with repetition. You got to create memories in your mind. It's like creating memories of the future that aren't here yet over and over again. Your subconscious does not know the difference between what's real memories and what is not real memories. Science proves this. You want to become better at selling? Rehearse like imagine yourself pitching, and people are excited, and you're confident, and you're convicted, and you're doing it over and over and over again. You want to become stronger in the gym, rehearse yourself, lifting weights, looking in the mirror. I'm strong, I'm confident. Create new memories. We're creating memories of us in the future. Your imagination is so, so important. And this is how we normalize who we are. And this is how our identity starts to shift even faster, along with everything else that I'm talking about in this call and yesterday's call. Okay, I'm always amazed how, thank you so much. I'm gonna catch up with the comments, So you want to fly first class? Don't really think about it being exciting, but just see yourself. This is normal. I fly first class. This is normal. I speak on camera and it's normal. It's who I am. Imagine open up your email and seeing all the PayPal links and the Stripe list. This is normal. Use your imagination, but you got to do this work. This is the thing. And I'm going to have a big conversation. I'm going to bring a freaking things to show you something about how important it is to compound this. Don't listen to me like a Netflix series. Listen, apply, integrate, and move. And collapsing time, I'm going to teach you how to get results faster. And part of it is literally, don't just listen, turn it off, and move on with your day. You might as well just watch Netflix, okay? Like, integrate it. Do it. Do imagination every day. Shift your environment every day. Look at your stories. Put them down. This is not serving me. It's like taking a photo shoot of your photo reel on your phone. Yes, absolutely. And we're just going to start upgrading little things here and there. So later today, I'm going to just drop the branding of collapsing time. I cannot wait to show you the branding of the We Go First membership. So even if you register for the collapsing time and you want to jump in the membership for a month, you just use that $111 credit, because that's what it will be. That will be lifetime access. And I'm so, so excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow is another big conversation. We're going to really, really talk about your little fears. We're going to talk about emotional intelligence, and we're going to have a big conversation about leadership, because self-leadership, in my opinion, is the thing that's going to change the world if we teach people this art. And if you're interested in making a lot of money, you got to be self-led. That is the thing. No one's going to make you do anything but you. Teaching a school. Yeah, like I thought about this. Maybe I will start building my schools. Who knows? Imagine I said this on a live and then it happens. Imagine if on a journey of doing that. So you never know. I don't know. We have desires, and sometimes it's crazy, the plot twists and storylines we can create. So Love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. And if you want a chance to win next week, I'm going to be doing your draw for 50% off. All you got to share is this graphic. You can share this video as well, but tag people in these masterclasses. I think they're extraordinary. I don't hold back. I want people to transform. This is my mission, but my biggest goal is that you move. And I do want you to move with me, whether it's $111 membership, whether it's inner circle, whether it's a program, or you continue to stay in my free stuff until you're ready, but move. Make moves in your life. Life is short. You're the youngest you'll ever be. You're the hottest, sexiest you'll ever be. Well, we're going to keep getting hotter and sexier, but you know what I mean? You're the youngest you'll ever be. Don't be like the same old people that constantly say they wish they took risks and did something. Stop waiting for validation. Stop waiting for people's approval. Stop living by people's expectation. This is your life. This is your life, and you get to shift the narrative. You get to flip the script. So I love you. I cannot wait for tomorrow. Hopefully there's no other plot twists, and I aim to be live at 11:11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in my high performance coaching community. So if you want to be in there, join there. There will be a replay after. And I love you and thank you for all your love. So I'll be replying to DMs as well. I got to go deal with my stuff right now, but thank you for being here. Thank you for tagging. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your energy. Make a move, whether it's just to contemplate today. Maybe it's to redecor your environment right now, but make some sort of shift. Progress is what we're going for. Progress. This is where your happiness and what will make me proud. And I'll put some homework as well. So I love you. Have a beautiful day. So I will be dropping the branding today. Tomorrow I'll go live. There's a strategy behind this. I'll be creating some cool courses in the We Go First. The We Go First membership branding is not done. I had another idea, a little tweak. But even if you sign up for Collapsing Time and you want to join the membership, we'll just take that credit off and you can go in there. But all the things are coming. I have a feeling We Go First membership will be launching next week. If you do want to buy right now and you want to DM me because you want to jump into some of the programs, then absolutely DM me. I'll be in my DMs later today when Lisa wants to join. But yes, you can join. Then I'll send you the links for the programs. You can start binging. But the official group won't be opening till September 10th when I do Collapsing Time. But if you join before that, you will get an email and you'll get to have some programs to work on in the meantime. So you get to do Crack Your Money Codes, the Art of Feminine Magnetism program, and Body Code. And then once you get in the group, you'll have access to more courses. And then once a month, we're going to be doing work. I love you. I will be on later. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. I got to close out in here. Okay. Bye, guys.